In 1933, Fred Bear was an avid archer, mostly tournament archer, but he started his company in Detroit, Michigan. And he also started to produce videos in the late 50s that would actually show people how to hunt and get people excited about hunting, knowing that getting more and more people involved in archery would help his business. In 1988, Mr. Bear passed away, so we have tried to keep up the tradition. Mr. Bear is gone, his beliefs are not. Archery that they enjoy and also can be affordable. So, you know, those are our philosophies.
Modern American bow and arrow enthusiasts, particularly those who like to hunt. We not only are blessed with a much larger diversity of wildlife that roam the reaches of Sherwood Forest, but we have greatly improved archery tackle and new innovations for its use. Unless a bow hunter travels from state to state, about the best he can expect in the line of big game is 1 or 2 hunts a year. The small game hunter, on the other hand, has something to hunt every day in the year, and to a bowman, any game is big game. Fred Bear, a winter migrant from snowy Michigan, is here to give the acid test to archery equipment which his company manufactures. To rig his tackle, he ties the 90-pound test line securely to the harpoon point. 2 men are needed for this type of sea hunt. One to guide the boat over the flats, while his partner stands on the bow ready to cast his miniature harpoon at the quarry. Despite the crystalline clearness of the water, a boat can usually cruise up to within 5 or 6 feet of a ray before it spurts ahead. This time, the bow fisherman scores a solid hit, and the ray shoots off in a welter of spray. The bow is laid aside, and the springy fiberglass fish rod is now pitted against the ray's strength. This animal is of ancient lineage and belongs to the same class as the sharks. Its nervous system is primitive, and it is doubtful that this creature feels any pain or other sensation from the arrow. It simply fights the restraining pressure of the line and the resilient rod. The combined weight of the boat and pressure exerted by the bow fisherman slowly but surely wear down the ray's great strength, and it is brought ever closer to the boat. In bringing one of these large rays into a boat, care must be taken to stay clear of the long, slender tail, for near its base is a strong, sharp spine. This spine is capable of inflicting a serious wound, although it's not an offensive weapon, but rather a means of defense against being swallowed by even larger seagoing predators. As they move out into the fields, the other bowman, Fred Bear, nocks an arrow in readiness for a quick shot, for if action comes, it will come in a hurry. As the men close in, a cock pheasant vaults into the air. Fred is ready, but scores a clean miss. Well, that's to be expected in this sport, where the odds are in favor of the fast-flying game. And corners another bird, and this time, as the slow-motion camera catches its rise, the bowman's arrow finds its mark and drops the bird like a stone. Finally, as a bird gets up in front of them, Fred times his shot correctly to the rooster's rise and scores a hit. This time, Dan brings the game in to the one who downed it. The archer holds it up briefly to admire the colorful plumage with its many iridescent shadings, while Dan again receives well-earned praise from his master. And so it goes through the afternoon. Birds are found and put up at frequent intervals, and as the slow-motion camera shows, are usually missed. Running across the drifts on his snowshoes, Fred heads for the center of action, where an eager hound is saying, "Come on, boss, I've got him for you." Sure enough, 40 feet up in a big poplar is the object of all this excitement, a beautifully furred bobcat, the little lion of the North Woods. The bowman circles around the tree until he finds a lane through the branches for his arrow. His first shot goes just over the back of the cat. Knocking another shaft, he takes careful aim, and this time hits the bobcat dead center. The cat leaps out on the limb, clawing to retain its hold, but it's been hit through the heart and falls, dead before hitting the ground. Another fine trophy for the bowman, who derives year-round pleasure from his quest for fins, feathers, and fur.
This is the home of the polar bear, the largest and one of the most dangerous animals to hunt in North America. Only 350 permits to hunt these prize trophies are given out each year. For Archer Fred Bear, it's his third attempt to take this Arctic trophy with his bow and arrow. With him are sportsman Burr Schmidt and fellow Michigander Bob Munger. In archery, the stock is truly the most important aspect of the hunt.
You see him up there? He's working around the corner here. Maybe we can head him off. Is he okay? You see him? Just over that one right there. Okay. Nice shot, Fred. Let's go.
For Fred Bear, a bullseye has brought him a prize trophy, one of the most sought after in North America. An exhausting 25-day battle with severe cold comes to a close on an Arctic ice floe in Alaska.
Let me tell you a story that's going to be exclusive that might bring tears to your gentleman's eyes. And I'll try not to have them. I was raised by Fred Bear. How's that? And when I hunted with Fred Bear, you know what he did over my tree stand? And for all of us, when we hunted with Fred, he threw out corn because he wanted us to help kill some deer. Is Fred Bear unethical? Fred Bear took a mule into the British Columbia wilderness, and he shot that mule in the back of the head with his .44 Magnum to have bait for a grizzly bear. Why not? He was there to kill a grizzly bear. I understand I like dead mules. You understand? And Fred was the master of public relations. What is PR? I'm going to give you a little education here. It's not just a term. It means public relations. How do you relate to the public? Fred Bear came up with the magic ultimate promotional statement. The kill is anticlimactic, said Fred Bear. It's not why we hunt. He didn't mean that. It was a clever, downright brilliant statement to let people know that the kill he did articulate that the kill took place in a second. It was over in a second. But the hunt was examining the calendar, remembering the last year's sensations, feeling the changes from summer to fall. The geese are forming. The animals are more active. There's a change in the spirit. It's already happening in August. There's no kill net, but we're already hunting, aren't we? We're sharpening those arrows. We're sighting in those guns. We're putting on the new sling, getting a new scope, sharpening that knife, laying out our wool. We're hunting. Get a duffel bag. Start coordinate the rendezvous with your buddies. Whose trailer we're going to use? Who's bringing water? Who's bringing the beer? It's the blood brotherhood. It's the call, the inescapable call. We have to do this. It's not bowling. It's in our blood. It's in our DNA. It has to happen. You can't see a gorgeous skinny girl go by dressed in tight clothes and not look. Can't do it. That's why he made that statement that the kill is anticlimactic. It's not anticlimactic. It is When was the last time you walked up to that buck and went, yeah, I can't wait to load the truck up? I mean, you got to be kidding me. It's the climax of climax.